y'all. Thanks so much for joining us for this Valentine idea. We're featuring Rosie Hunigton, a beautiful supermodel. She has a beautiful, like kind of, and it's not even a semi-smoky. It's a little smoky, but it's very natural. Because smoky is always referred to as maybe a color. It's a technique. I know I've shared that in my last video with Rihanna. So it's really a technique, but I would call this, you know, a very smoky eye because all of her eyelid is covered up with shadow, but it doesn't really go much further than that. So as always, I'm going to start with a primer. And like I mentioned on other videos, I'm using the MAC Paint Pot Soft Ochre color primer. It's a cream to powder with a flat synthetic brush. This one's a 195 from MAC. And then I'm going to use this color here. Now, this is a limited edition, but I believe if you get it in charcoal brown at MAC, I know that's a staple color that they'll always have. Both have a matte satin finish, so I really like that. Really, it doesn't give a lot of shine. And for this particular look, it's all over the eyelid, and I'll use two brushes, fluffy brushes from BK Beauty. It's the 211 and 212 fluffy brush from BK Beauty. And so I'll go ahead and start with primer. And because this eye really is focused on the eyeliner, and you know, the brow is beautiful, it's everything. The brows are the eye framers of the eye, and that's why really I am getting into microblading, because I've always been into that exact expression. Your brows are the eye framers. So I already have my eyebrows on, because typically you guys know I start with the eyebrows and then work my way down onto skin. But I've been running around all day, so I'm just gonna start with this nice clean canvas. And you know, her brow is really natural. It's fluffy. You can see a lot of her, a lot of her natural brow, not filled in on the kind of head of the brow, and then on the base it's definitely shaded in more so than anything. And I'm going to use a little technique to show you all how to achieve maybe some hair kind of flicks. Mine's really filled in, so let's see if we get a good payoff. I'll always use my kind of ring finger to warm up this product and make sure that it really does get to a powdery finish, but I really like that it takes away the discoloration. And just kind of makes, especially a color like this that's so light brown, really pop. I love this brush from MAC, the 195, because it already has that nice sharp point that gets in your inner, you know, eye duct there to really kind of fill in the space. And it's clean when you're talking about, I'm not going to use any additional eyeshadows underneath the brow, so this would help clean that up and really make that precise. And because, you know, I haven't cleaned up my eyebrows because I'm letting them out, I just kind of use this product to press down any hair growth I have there. And see, so now I have kind of that ready primed eye. I'm going to start with the fluffier version, the BK Beauty fluffy version. It's the 212 to really kind of load up my product. See, no shine, just matte. Kind of spin that around. I chose a fluffier brush over a flat brush because this look is really, I mean, it's quite natural because the focus is the lip and the eyeliner, and I would say the brow. So those three things are kind of the focus in this look. So I really don't want a heavy, I just want a soft, you know, kind of look, you know, deposit of shadow like this. And I'm going to use kind of the tighter fluffy brush, the 211, to clean up. So this is, it looks good. I mean, I feel like this is what the look looks like. So I just want to kind of clean up kind of the crease. So I'm just going to take a little bit of product, hold it further away from the bristle, deposit the product, just a quick little spin. And I'm just going to kind of soften up that edge. But I'm not going to deposit a ton of color. It's really kind of just to soften it and make it look a lot more blended. Because really, this is all she has on her eye. And I'm going to add a little highlight in the inner corner. So that's simple. So good eyeliner. This one's Too Faced, Better Than Sex is what it's called. It has a really fine point. It's like does the work for you. I love it. And I always start with my first stroke being at kind of the corner of my eye, and I'm gonna try to achieve this on camera because I haven't yet done it, but the first stroke always kind of starts with at an angle, and that one kind of where you take a good deep breath in, don't breathe, draw your line, and I may have to come back, but let's see if I can do it. Kind of start here. And there's 2 strokes. What I would do is then fill in between, but I'm gonna stop there because I don't wanna mess up this look. I need to get closer, up close and personal. But like I mentioned, you just take those 2 lines and you fill everything in. That's how it all starts. When you do the inner corner, because this look does have the inner corner, get really tapered inside and just pull, pull, pull to meet the middle. I wanted to show you the eyeliner before I move on to the other side. And one day I will be able to teach this on camera. It's very difficult because using a matte textured eye is not forgiving whatsoever. So you really have to get your lines, at least the ones that you start kind of the first strokes, clean, crisp, and they can't be too jagged. I mean, this is me not doing cleanup, but I'm going to clean up. I'm going to, number one, before I do it, I want to just teach you all, you can take an angled brush like this one. I can deposit some carbon from matte eyeshadow, and I can really kind of clean up that edge here so that it looks perfection. And then here I can take, you know, some eye cream with a Q-tip and really swipe once. Don't do it like, oh my God, scared. Your fear will show rigid edge. So do it con ganas, as like we like to say in Spanish. Or if you have a wipe, a makeup wipe to swipe it would be perfection. Then you can just clean up your concealer and just add it in. But again, why I do eyes first is because you wouldn't have to go through cleaning up. You just go in with your highlight and contour. So going to do the other side and come right back. Okay, so now I have the eyeliner on and I have my mascara just on the top lashes. On the bottom lash line, I'm going to improvise and I'm going to use a natural kohl. She has white kohl. I just don't have white kohl. So this is an actual pencil that's like the skin color. It's nice because it's a concealer type kohl. You can hardly see it because it's a really good match for my skin, but these are great whenever you need like spot treatments, and these are all at MAC Pro. I don't think at MAC freestanding stores carry these, but these are MAC Pro. So then I'm also going to go into the bottom lash line with the same shadow I used on top. So we'll go in first with the waterline and just really, when you do the waterline trick, you know, get in there, whether it's dark, black, or whatever color you use, plum, to make those hazel eyes pop. This one is like a nude. In the picture, she has white. So make sure it looks nice and saturated because it's there for a purpose. So it's either, if it's dark, it's there to really kind of make that look really smoky and then, you know, look like that great transition, and you don't see like a, you know, a red eye duct and then dark shadow on the lash line. It's made to transition. So that in the waterline. And then I'm going to take the fluffy, or it's not fluffy, it's actually denser 209 brush from BK Beauty. And I'm going to take some of the same shadow that I use on top, deposit my brush. And this one I will get, you know, you can always add more, but, you know, get in there because it's so light that if you don't, you know, get enough deposit, then it's going to be too light. So I guess I could have used the pencil brush, but a pencil brush would have been more precise and it would deposit more. So that's why I chose this brush, because it's super light. It almost looks like you can't even see this shadow. If you look at the digital replica of this, it's almost like it's not there, but it's there. So it's kind of turning this look up a little bit, but still keeping it nice and subtle. And then I always just like mascara. You realize you make funny faces when you do these videos. Just in the center of the eye, precisely there, just because when you look at the eye, it usually looks straight onto it. So why saturate the lash line? Just put it where it counts, where you need it. So just in the center. And already the mascara vamped up this really natural eye. And I am going to use a full pair of lashes for this look. Because I'm playing up the lips so much, even though the winged out liner really did wake this, you know, eye look up, I just think that we could definitely add some lashes to make it look even more of an emphasis without being too much. And I am going to use just the Ardell semi-wisp lashes, so it's not going to be anything too big. Okay, with the 209 brush from BK Beauty, I'm going to grab a little bit of this luster color called Retrospect. And it's not a frost, it's called a luster. So what I like about the texture of this is it just kind of grabs on and you get that pop. But if it was a frost, it would look just, you would be able to see the texture, and it almost would take away from, it would almost be like really metallic-y, that you would take away from this really natural looking eye. So I'm just going to add it to the tear duct, and you can almost miss this, but I did see it, that she does have, you know, a little bit of a highlight in this inner corner. So I'm just going to apply it just subtly in there, not get too crazy. And there you go. So I'm going to add lashes, keeping in mind whenever you apply Duo, which is the black waterproof, I always apply it to a secondary object, something like this. This is actually my mascara wand. Hold my lashes between my fingertips so that I don't crease the actual hair follicle, and then I apply the Duo to the lash line. So I'll come right back. I'll have my lashes on, then we'll do the lip. I know a lot of you have been asking me to do a focus video, so I'll focus on brows, liner, once I get to achieve that, and then how to apply a lash. But this one has the glue already on the lash line. You can kind of see it there. I let it get a little tacky before I put it on my lash because then it doesn't slide around and mess up my look. So I let it get a little tacky and dry. You don't want to apply your adhesive and then right away apply your lash. I always kind of hold it from the inner corner, outer corner. I'll look down into a mirror usually, and then I won't push on the base. I'll hold the tips of the lash so that it grabs onto my natural lash and it kind of gravitates its way there. So we'll break that up in a different video. Okay, so I have my eyelashes on. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of pump up what I already have on my skin. You can get these palettes at MAC Pro. I love them because you can do skin, or I'm sorry, highlight. These are matte colors. Really, this is my matte palette. So highlight and then, you know, contour colors. So I'm going to go with this color just so I can, you know, kind of make more of a contour, create that contour because the lip is going to be the focus. So I'm going to start with this color here, and I will put the color when we give the description. And this is the BK Beauty brush 113. It's not your traditional angled brush. Just for this look, I noticed that her blush just kind of sits here. It's not really kind of the apples. It's not a lot of that. It's really just natural contour. Almost looks like it's not there. So that's why I want to just kind of precisely add some color and kind of buff in what I already have. Kind of make that look really natural. Okay, and I have I have two fun highlights I'm going to use today. So this is the Marc Jacobs. It looks like a deodorant. I think I've featured this one before. I love this one. And the color is, it's here. It's almost like a yellow, white. I mean, it has a lot of, and it's shimmer. So I'm just going to use so you can see that payoff there. I love it. I'm going to use the BK Beauty brush in the 109, and I'm going to use the back of the brush because you notice that it has like an angle. So just want to kind of give that the back of the brush, because on this look, you really do see her highlight. I would say more than anything else on her skin. So I just kind of want to move this around where there is a pop. Of course, I want it blended. So I'm just kind of pressing, seeing what that payoff is. I think with highlight, it's important to kind of take a step back and check the payoff. And I think that's what I'm looking for. I have a fun gloss, so you can kind of see the highlight here versus no highlight. There's a difference. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the lips. So, of course, MAC products. I'm going to use Cherry Lip Liner, and I'm going to use You Say Tomato Now that one is limited edition, but Lady Danger is the equivalent to this look, maybe with a little bit more gloss. This one has the perfect amount of gloss because this lip is definitely not matte. It's not super glossy, but it does have a semi-gloss texture to it. So Lady Danger would be the one, but I just gave my Lady Danger to my beautiful mama. So we'll start with lining the lips. And you can always perfect it. And so You Say Tomato is definitely more of a red orange, and Cherry has a blue undertone, so it's beautiful, but a lot more red than the look. So I definitely will go in and kind of blend the two together. Don't be afraid to get in there, especially if you're rocking a lip like this. So see how this one's pays off really orangey? But if I take my Cherry lip liner, I can really marry the two. All right, lips are on. And so really I put on my earrings and I'm ready to go. I'm just gonna take this tinted brow gel and just brush my brows just a little bit more fluffy and wild, because that's what she definitely has. And it really does change the look. So she has a lot of her hair is kind of brushed straight up, and this is where it gets fuller. And voila, let's take down the hair and check out the finished look.